trophy.
Hello, and welcome to another fine edition of Midlife Krisis. As you can see, I've done away with the previous background, and I've gone more, we'll say, classic YouTube gamer dork background.
As we continue to embrace studio improvements.
That's right. It's an evolution. It's an evolution in creativity, and it's an evolution in, dare I say, journalism. In this particular episode, criticism, professional.
Where's our Pulitzers?
Exactly. I'll say this, though. Please don't criticize the game that I'm going to have you play today, because my heart can't take it. I love this one so much. It is.
I'm sure I'll have nothing bad to say about it.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll understand it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have you here. Let me grab my deal here. You are going to be playing a gem. Just a goddamn gem. So this is Cubivore. Let me give you a little setup of Cubivore before we go here. And I'm just gonna turn it down. I have the music in the background, so I'm gonna do this. Okay, so this game. How much do you think this game is worth? This is a fun game I like to play with you.
$30.
$30.
Old GameCube game.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want
It's a
from me?
DVD, huh? Richard Simmons must be on it. So this is, if not the #1 most valuable GameCube game, it's like #2. It's like right up there. I bought this game when it first came out on clearance because
Is that this? Is this the one you bought on clearance?
this guy I bought on clearance and it came out and was immediately marked down. Like it was one of those deals. So let's examine it real quick. It is obviously an older Atlas game, and this is before Atlas was bought by Sega Sammy. Atlas, they're notorious for low print runs on their games, especially back in this era. Double that because it's a GameCube game. And it was kind of a miracle that this game came out in America at all. And that's kind of the Atlas difference. Atlas always kind of reminded me of working designs, which is something I've talked about on this show.
The tagline.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most bizarre video games ever created, IGN. They put that on there as like a selling point.
You know what's funny? So
We're weird.
It is weird. So this IGN also very famously, there's a quote on the Ikaruga GameCube box, and the artwork on I have it up there, but I'm just not gonna get it. But so it's really cool painting. Like it has like this cool like Japanese character. It's really subtle, and then there's this gigantic, ugly fucking Y2K graphics ass looking quote. It's huge on the box, and it says, "Our frothing demand never ceases for this game." And it completely ruins the box, which is pretty funny.
So why don't you get it?
What's up there?
Just do it.
No, absolutely not. Like you're in the way. I have there's a reversible donut on a VCR in my way. It's not going to happen. Not on my watch. No, I don't. If you were peer pressuring me to do whippets, maybe that's something. But you're peer pressuring me into getting up and getting it.
It's right over here.
It's on the top shelf with my GameCube games. Please don't try to get it. It'll be like a bomb goes off. I just know it.
It's gonna be fine.
Okay, so back to Cubivore. Funny little anecdote. So the IGN quote is on here. IGN rated this game very poorly because IGN is not known for, let's just say, like thinking outside of the box for the most part. And now they are because of the whole world is now. Like when it comes to gaming, like there's so much artistic stuff in the indie space that I wouldn't piss on if it was on fire.
You just have no taste for art, Brian.
Oh, totally. But this like actually artistic game. Yeah, because
this and LSD are your two go-tos for true art. And
so
gaming.
has more gameplay than LSD does. LSD was more of an interactive like weirdo art exhibition kind of thing. This is actually like a fun playing game. So anyway, IGN gave it like I think like a 6 out of 10 or something like that, and they complained about a lot of things which we'll go over as we play. But for they used to have a feature. This is like about 20 years ago, literally. I think 2003 this game came out, and they had a deal where you could, if you subscribed to IGN, you got, in addition to a free subscription to EGM magazine, but you got access to like do like these reviews. Mm-hmm. And so I wrote a review about Cubivore that was kind of like a counterpoint to IGN's official review.
Yeah.
And for a long ass time, if you Googled Cubivore reviews, my review of this game was like the second thing that popped up.
That's awesome.
It was pretty awesome.
Two claims to fame: your picture at E3 and
yeah,
your Cubivore
my
review.
Cubivore review. Yeah.
So wait, does this quote then, is this put on here ironically since IGN didn't actually like the game, but they still put the quote on the box?
So the whole idea. Okay, we're gonna time machine it a little bit before we get into gameplay here, but like This is marketing. So you got to go back early 2000s, and this is a little bit of foreshadowing here for a future episode. But early 2000s, you have stuff like Katamari Damacy coming over. The whole idea of DVD as a physical media, like, just opened up this floodgate of, what's the word? Like, small investment, because to produce a DVD is like 35 cents or something.
Yeah.
So companies were willing to take all kinds of really cool risks on stuff that you'd never seen before, never even thought of. So Katamari Damacy is a good example. This is another one. But at that time, those weird Japanese experiences, things that, like, when you think of, like, oh, Japan, like that. So we played Pepsi Man the other day.
Yeah.
Pepsi Man obviously, wouldn't have come out when it came out in Japan in like 97, 98. But in this era, if Pepsi wanted it to, there's a good chance that something like this would have happened. So this is like at a time in gaming where there is more weird games from Japan. There are more weird games from Japan that are getting localized and getting attention. And this is kind of like the opening, ushering in of that. This and Katamari. Animal Crossing is another big one. Gamecube game came out in 2002. Like, no one would have ever thought that game would have ever been released and then become like a hit. And it was an early hit on the GameCube. And then, of course, fast forward to the Switch. It's one of the top selling Switch games. Yeah. It, obviously help in part due to COVID being a thing.
And Katamari Damacy that's a really good example game, because that game is incredibly weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I mentioned this on a prior episode. You specifically sat me down and told another friend of ours, don't explain to him what the game is.
Right.
Just have him play it.
Yes.
Much like this.
Yeah. Guilty as charged.
Because it plays better than it is explained. And it is really weird, and it's really awesome.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is the same.
So in my book it is. I love this game. I could have sold it many, many times over, like when it was $100 game like 15 years ago. This bad boy, in the condition that I have it, which is mine, is pretty damn well played. Oh, another fun little connection. My son loves this game. Oh. So, like, I'll never sell this game, because not only do I have my memories of playing this game, but, like, now I created new memories of playing this game with my son. So
it's your legacy.
Yeah,
and your legacy.
I could probably sell this exact copy that I have right now for, like, I'm guessing somewhere around $600 or $700. But
so more than the 30 I guessed. Huh?
Yeah, more than the 30 you guessed. But, like, this sealed, which good luck finding that. But this is over $1,000 now easily. So without any further delay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here, booyah, and I'm gonna turn on the sound, hello, and then I'm gonna put us right here in the bottom right hand of your screen. Uncle Bob, take that control. Go ahead and push start. So, I am using a RetroTink and an S-Video video connection for my GameCube. So I apologize on the fuzziness. And then here, let me make it bigger here for us. So just click a new game. Yeah, it's fine. We don't need to save. Do something tasteful. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
That's tasteful. Echexe. Whoa. That's a... Whoa. Okay, so the whole game, this is like an Evolution type of a game. Not to be confused with the game that's actually called Evolution for Super Nintendo. So everything that you see in this game, every visual is a cube. Everything's a square. Like, even ripples in the water, you'll notice are squares. That's the whole deal. Is when they say Cubivore, they ain't lying, pal. And that's a lot of people saw this back then, and, like, they complained about how geometric it was. This game was actually a Nintendo 64 game that didn't complete development, and then it just kind of moved over to GameCube. The main designer is this guy named Saru Brune. I think it's actually a dude's name, but it's also the name of, like, the development studio. He has made some other things, but nothing quite as much as or has the, we'll say, legacy as Cubivore. But really, that's kind of based on, like, its legacy now is, like, it's an eBay game. So for people who collect, like, full sets and they want to complete a GameCube full set, you're gonna pay a lot of money for this one. So that's kind of why it's famous now.
Can I skip this? No, you cannot skip this.
You probably can't. So they're basically just saying, like, it's survival of the fittest. You gotta fight and eat and evolve your way to being the king of all beasts.
Okay.
You'll see.
So eat these happy fellows.
So you'll eat pieces of them. Like you'll charge an attack and like you'll bite off like a leg, and then what's really cool about this game is you can kind of control the way that your character will evolve. So, and you do that by eating different colors of meat. So let's say you want to be like a certain shape and it requires you to eat 2 red animals in a row. That's what you got to do. So it starts off, you're like a little weakling of an animal. You only have one flap and you're a pig. The animal thing like changes as you evolve. You start off as a pig, you turn into a little ducky.
I'm Piggy.
Piggy SX. XX.
Oh, okay. And now I have control.
Yes.
All right.
So the C stick, I know you're unfamiliar with GameCube. C stick is going to be your camera.
This is still one of my favorite gaming controllers, though.
I think it's, oh man, it is. So the one that you're playing right now is actually like a new one, because Nintendo keeps making them because of Smash Brothers. Oh. It's one of the many benefits to people being obsessed with that game is that you get brand new GameCube controllers. Okay. It's a couple years old now, but.
I just ate some grass. There's some.
Yeah, so grass is that's your health.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. Let me switch to this real quick. Okay.
I can't eat that grass.
You'll be fine.
All right.
So that's a these are the bugs. When you eat them, you get more health back than you do with just grass.
Great. Die bug.
So L trigger is to lock on. It's teaching you the combat system.
Got it.
And when you start, you'll soon do this. You fight larger beasts. The combat becomes kind of like a literal tug of war. Like you hold back on the. Actually, since you are proficient in the art of Luigi's Mansion, yes. It's that same kind of mechanic where you tug in the opposite direction on the control stick.
All right. This is great.
So we can't hear the music here as you're playing, but the music that is playing is like really serene and like atmospheric, and the whole game, that's like the main vibe of the game. It does get a little tense, like especially when you're fighting like big groups of beasts, but at no point does this game never not feel like totally relaxing. Okay, so this is a training ground. Do whatever action it tells you, and this is another way how your character levels up. So like if you for statistics stuff, like you'll upgrade your fangs, and that helps you bite the animals better. Right now you're working on your horn. Your horn is like your defense.
Welcome to the darkened swamp of despair and evil spirits. No, wait, oh shit. Fuck. Knock it off. I got it. Knock it off. Welcome to my darkened cavern of evil despair. I am the darkened spirit known as Earthman, and I come from the eastern lands of Europe. This next conjuring is about sacrifice and murder and blood.
Wait.
evil and darkness. Satan does what he does. Steals shit that he already owns too. Tell me that's not the most badass thing you ever heard. That's why I want the left-hand pack, baby. For you headbangers out there, okay? Ah! 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 Ha! Pure evil, fucking murder evil, blood.
Yeah, you're done. See what it said? That's all the training I can do. I mean, you're persistent. You want to get the best. You're like Ivan Drago. You want the best training that you can muster.
We have so much in common, he and I.
Oh yeah, same body type, all that stuff. Absolutely.
A love bite. Oh, hey. The game is taking a turn.
A love bite. So, okay, mating is another thing that's in this game.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm perking up.
Of course you would. Yeah, so when you collect 100 of those love bite things, when you walk into a new level, there's like they literally call it the Tunnel of Love, and you walk in there, and depending on how much combat you've done, how leveled up you are, you get access to more potential mates. So just like in real life, the more successful you are, the more potential mates you get.
Are the mates like the higher quality ones are better rendered?
Absolutely,
not quite so polygonal.
No, it's all cubey here.
It's all cubey.
It's
Okay.
Cubivore.
So you get more of them, but they're the same
Exactly,
quality,
yes.
the same cube quality.
Uh huh.
All right.
So let's talk about the style of this game. So for me, I'm not going to shock you at all when I say like I love it. What I love about it is it's just there's nothing else that looks like this really. I mean, yeah, you can say there's a little indie game out there called Minecraft that kind of has this look too. But this predates Minecraft by I think like 6 or 7 years.
Oh yeah.
It's obviously like so this game was, like I was saying earlier, it was originally developed for the Nintendo 64. So by having all these low poly models, I'm sure that game had a zippy frame rate. And in fact, I haven't gotten a chance to do this yet, but a beta version of the N64 version leaked online. Oh. So for EverDrive owners, such as myself, you can download that from some internet archive somewhere and check that out. Okay, so I think this is your first color beast, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, you want to lock on him.
Lock on.
There you go. So now you got to get a little closer there. Lock on now, A button now, and pull back on that joystick. There you go. You're going to rip his goddamn limb off.
Oh no.
Look, even the blood is cubes. Everything is cubes.
I ate some color meat. Did I get any stronger?
Let's
Did
hope
I?
so.
One mutation. All
So the main goal of the game is to get all of the different mutations. And if you, once you go mate, which I think you'll be able to do pretty soon, it'll show you like a checklist of sorts of all the different mating options.
Oh, well, we've got to at least play until I get to that point.
Absolutely.
Okay.
There you go.
I can't tell if I'm mating or attacking this thing.
There's a joke in there somewhere, but I will avoid it so that we can stay on YouTube. You gotta, when they land, so this guy's obviously, he's a bit finicky. Distance is a big thing. You can't lock on unless you're close enough. Let's move that camera. What do you think about moving that camera, huh? There you go. Almost there. So he has one hit left. Now for the kill. Jump in there.
Jump in.
And now pull back on the stick.
Pull back.
Boom. So you got some experience there.
Okay, that's what it is.
So now you got another mutation. So you've done 2.
Okay.
So there are
Wait,
several.
What are my mutations? I can't actually. My flapper's sticking out to the side now.
Yeah, that's how you changed. Before the flapper is in the back.
Oh, so this makes it a little easier to control.
Nope, not necessarily. It's just you mutated into this.
So it's a random mutation.
Not random. Remember what I was saying earlier? It has to do with like the color of the meat that you eat. Right now, this is early in the game, so it's just kind of teaching you like combat and simple stuff. It opens up and becomes a little bit more.
You can jump higher, that's for sure.
Yes, certain build types do have better movement, better attacking, that kind of stuff, and like there's a way for you if you like a particular mutation a lot. There's a way for you to like kind of save that mutation so you can quickly go back to it if you wanted to.
Oh,
so now you move way faster.
All right.
With the slidey guy.
Are mutations always improvements, or are they just different?
They're usually different. I would say more than half of the time, it generally feels like it's an improvement based on what you were before. But there's definitely been times where I'm playing this and I'll like accidentally eat something like I'm not paying attention or whatever, and I'll turn into something that I don't want to be, and then that sucks.
We got a boss fight here?
Yeah. So every area is protected by like a boss, and you fight the exact same way. They'll be a little bit bigger. This actually, you might not have a boss on this one. It might be in the next one. Oh,
there's this thing.
That baby's got some dark color meat. It must be strong. And there's different, even like there later on in the game. There's this thing called Clash Colors, which is like a whole new class of beasts. So, some more background trivia on Cubivore. No one really knows officially how many copies Atlas made of this game. There are estimates. I've seen online that people seem to believe that only 5,000 copies of this game were pressed total in America. Like I was saying earlier, I bought mine on clearance from Fry's, which Fry's doesn't. Pour one out, doesn't exist anymore. But I remember this game came out. I knew that it was coming out. I was following it on the internets, and like I just happened to be going to Fry's, and I saw it, and it already had a big red markdown price.
Wow.
So I think it came out at normal GameCube price was $49.99. I think I paid $20 for this.
If Fry's would have held on to it, they might still be in business.
Yeah, if they would have held on to like the 100 copies that they got nationwide, they could have really done something. Okay, so down here in the bottom left of the screen, those are all the mutations that you can get. So the ones that are blacked out, obviously you haven't gotten yet.
Does that mean I missed? No, I did not miss any mutations, right?
No. So like if you look at them, you see how the bottom row, they all have one flap. If you go up, they'll all be blacked out. But okay, so those are 2 limb, 3 limb, 4 limb. So the 6 limb is the highest that you can possibly be. And by limbs, it doesn't mean necessarily like arms or legs. Like some of them like one of them is like a big elephant looking guy, and he has like 2 big flaps on the side of his head. Those are considered limbs too. So a little exposition. So this stuff I love. It's really cute.
Plum tuckered out.
He's all exactly. He's pigging out. So this is a little bit more of that Atlas difference, and why I compare them to why most people compare them to working designs, is that they hire good localizers. It's
I was
not
gonna
just
say that this is very English.
Yes, yeah,
right, with like idioms and things like that, compared to a typical. All your base art belong to us.
Yes. So there's a shift in retail gaming, whatever you want to call it, and that shift was working designs. So in the 90s, if you go play a Neo Geo game, a lot of stuff like that, you'll see like really bad English, as it's called, and then along came working designs, and there might have been someone that I'm skipping over, but working designs is the big one. It's kind of what they're known for. But they hired people that spoke Japanese and English, but their background was either American or British. So like they were able to translate and add more context. And they also kind of went the extra mile. And like there's like Bill Clinton jokes in the Lunar games, stuff like that. Oh. Atlas took a similar approach to their localization. So it's they they take the extra step, go the extra mile, whatever you want to call it.
Did you already say how big this game was in Japan comparatively?
No, I didn't. And it's nothing. Probably the same, like a couple thousand copies in Japan.
Okay.
This game, the only reason people talk about it today or know about it today is because it's so damn expensive. And so like other YouTubers have talked about it. I think though it's a rare example of a game that is hard to find, but then is also very good. A lot of times, like when it comes to collecting video games, a lot of the time, like a game is rare just because. A perfect example is Clay Fighter 63 1/3 Sculptor's Cut on the N64. That game commands over $1,000 now. It's rare because you can only get it from Blockbuster Video. It's a piece of shit. And I love Clay Fighter games. That one, the 64 ones are fucking terrible. So a lot of times a rare game is pretty bad. So that's another thing about Cubivore that makes it kind of special. Is that if you really want this game and you want a real physical copy, and you're, maybe you're dinking and you've got some money that you can spend, if you were to buy a Cubivore and not just put it on your shelf to admire, but actually play it, I think you'll actually really enjoy this game.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, if the game is good, people should think it's good and then want to buy it, and then it'll sell more.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game apparently was good, but nobody bought it anyway.
Well, they didn't. I think Atlas obviously didn't. This game is weird today. It was extremely weird in 2003.
Yeah, this would have been.
So they knew their financials, and they decided that the number to publish was the number to do. And it'd be funny to actually I would love to know what they were thinking. Like not only in localizing this game, but like in the low print run, like just any sort of background knowledge on like the business decisions of Cubivore. I would love to know them because I do love this game. Been playing it for 20 years. So any bit of knowledge that I can gain from this, I'm down.
And this would have been was this exclusive to GameCube?
Yes, it's never been ported since. Like there's a lot of older games that a perfect example is as we record today, the console versions of the new Rise of the Triad came out, and Rise of the Triad, like for if you grew up in the 90s and played PC games, you knew about it. But it's like a totally forgotten game, and the new version has gotten there's so much love behind it and so much extra stuff that Cubivore would be a great game to give that kind of tender loving care to, because no one has played it, and I think it would obviously upscale nicely. They're cubes and squares,
Yeah.
so you could throw this through a 4K machine all day long, and it would be a simple thing.
And this is obviously isn't on the eShop, or there's no.
Yeah, there's no other way for you. The only way for you to legally play Cubivore is to spend an obscene amount of money on eBay or in a video game shop, and you're lucky enough to come across it.
Or have bought it 30 years ago.
Or buy it.
On a discount.
Yeah, buy it 20 years ago on clearance.
Oh.
All right, so this is your first two-limb fight.
The beasts are becoming more sophisticated.
Indeed.
Oh, 5? Oh, my. I might die here. This could be.
Well,
Okay, it could be curtains for me.
don't fear running away. So what you need to do.
No, we don't run. We're attacking all the time.
Okay, you may die. So I don't think you can actually. Oh, you did. You done did it. Look at that. And this is a first time Cubivore playthrough.
Yeah. Well, I am a natural athlete.
Yeah, definitely. And you're way into surviving of the fittest. So this is like a hand in glove fit for you. No question about it. So okay, all the pink stuff that surrounds you, that blocks your path forward.
Yeah.
You got to eat those running little paw dudes. And once you eat a certain number of those, then the fog will go away.
I didn't know I could actually see in here now. I think that's different.
Yeah, so this is tall grass.
Well, I can't eat in here, but I don't know if there's anything in here or not in here. Okay. Where's the dude? He's still.
There you go.
There.
You got him. These guys are tricky. The little bug-shaped dudes. They are very zippy. So you gotta
I'm a natural. Right? Natural.
Oh, we went over it. Yeah.
We went over it.
You're a regular Jose Canseco.
It's
Just
all natural.
All natural. Exactly. Come on, get him. Boom.
Die.
There you go. You got
All right.
him.
Okay.
Okay, so now that your path forward is accessible.
All right. We did it. We did it. Okay. Can I mate now?
I think you're really close.
I feel like I've earned it.
You're very close to mating, I think.
Oh, I'm at 29 hearts. Oh, I hope I didn't miss anything.
I think the game, if I remember right, it might like give it just,
It gives you your
it
first
gives
mate.
yeah, basically. It's like, hey, you know what? Like we want you to stick around. So here's one of our friends. It's one of our comfort friends. Don't worry, she's made of cubes. Oh no, you got to fight the area's king of beasts.
Yeah, no problem.
Obviously, you should work on those.
No.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Give it a shot. Ooh. So if you run out of HP, you don't necessarily die. You just have to go and eat snack grass. But what will happen is, let's say if you were a 2-limb beast or a 3-limb beast, you will lose one of your limbs, and you drop down a whole segment of mutations. And then you would have to go back up, which requires some timing.
Oh no.
Tap, tap, tap. There you go.
Oh man, this game just got incredibly dramatic. Come here.
If you, if you could hear the music, it's like this real dramatic single note piano thing, kind of like Jaws.
Yeah.
Boom. You got raw paw.
Raw pod. Oh boy.
Cub Scout beast defeated.
Yeah.
So now you can go into the next area. Well, let's go through the next area where I think you might be able to find a suitable mate.
That's the only reason I'm still playing.
No, I understand. And then we'll have a little discussion about Cubivore when you're done mating. I'll just be outside the door listening. Don't worry about it.
I have obtained a mate.
Raw paw. There you have it. So now you've upgraded abilities. You can dash now.
Cool. So there's like a little Metroidvania component. I'm sorry, Metroid-like component to this, which is pretty fun.
There is, and there's not a lot of it, but later in the game, it does require a little bit of backtracking. So another cap in the Metroid-like, another feather in the Metroid-like cap.
I don't want to leave any stone unturned, Brian.
You're leaving the mates hanging. Never a good thing to do.
Fine. Well, I thought they'd be more impressed if I killed every single enemy.
Oh no, they're not going to be impressed no matter what. Yeah, go through that door. Let's see what's ahead there, because we are approaching a decent time here.
All right. I don't want to leave any trophies behind.
So luckily for you, this is a game from 2003, and trophies aren't here, and you can rest easy.
Doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right what I just did.
You can rest easy. Not bad. 6 mutations.
Okay, and so now I've completed all the mutations
on that one row there. Yeah.
for the one limb.
And those are the Clash Beasts, where it'll
Okay.
say Pale Dark and.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Good. Doing good here. Hey, babe. I've got 6 mutations. What are you working with?
And you got 3 X's in your name too.
Yeah, I got 6 mutations and 3 X's, and I raw paw.
Oh, big time! You know you do.
Wow.
There you go. Let's talk right there. So word on the street is in the next level I can meet a female or something like that. Just thinking about it gives me butterflies in my stomach. Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling?
This is good, dude.
Look, I only bring hits to the waltz.
Yeah, that writing's good. All right.
You got the hots with a female, and I want to get chummy.
So I want to eat something yummy. It's tied up in knots because I've got the hot. So he's both hungry and aroused.
Yeah, and a poet.
All right.
Okay, yeah, you get to go mate. So you walk in there. That's the Tunnel of Love.
Tunnel of Love.
The mating grounds.
Oh, boy. We've been waiting for this moment, Brian.
You do have...
Once I've got some raw meat.
Yes.
So
this is how you gain a
More
limb.
than chicks will dig me, ba ba boom.
Yeah.
Whoa, boy, this game just got awesome.
And it could be yours for the low sum of $1,200.
Yeah, so you have 30 hearts now. That's what,
But I think it'll let you go mate because it's the first time.
All right, let's do this. Show me my mates.
All right, let's see how many you attract. So this is how you gain a new limb. Your offspring. So you will die right now. Once you
I
mate.
cannot believe how many jokes exist in this game.
Oh, it's fantastic.
You have to mate to get a new limb.
And like a praying, you're going to be murdered by your mate in a roundabout way. You don't see that, but the second you have, you've consummated. Yeah, push yes.
Oh yes.
This version of you dies, and then your offspring continues on with 2 limbs.
There was 2. I made it with 2.
You sure
I
did.
don't even have to pick.
No.
You get 2.
No. Hey,
best game ever.
It's nature. All right.
Nature.
It's a game of numbers in nature.
Explain to my wife when we get home.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
There's
with
a game that you need to see
Look,
that
man,
just sort of explains
just
how
sit
things
down,
work in nature.
Play some Cubivore.
Just give it a chance.
Give it a chance. So there you are.
Okay, so the effect of me mating with the 2 mates is I'm now this.
You're a 2-limb, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so now you can get all the different 2-limb mutations.
Okay.
And then the next mate, same thing. You'll get a 3, and so on. So now, because you upgraded, your distance for pouncing has I think doubled.
So when it comes time for you to have the talk, the birds and the bees with your son, is that
Yeah, I
you're just
played
gonna pop
Cubivore.
back?
See, look
Remember
at his corpse. That's your father's corpse. He had so much relations that he died, and now your offspring has grown before your very eyes.
Now here you are.
And now here you are, a rightful successor to the throne. So there you go. I'm gonna do this.
Oh
and
no,
then
Brian!
It's over.
I've worked
so
so
sorry.
hard.
I know.
So much evolution has gone on.
Okay, so friend,
I wonder if
that's Cubivore.
I don't know if you've done a Google search for Will Wright Spore Cubivore inspiration, but if this came out in 2003, Spore came out in 2008 or 9.
7 I think.
Or 7. Oh yeah, you're right. 7 I think. So or 7 or 8. There's enough of a lead time there that, and Will Wright was enough of a nerd. I would not be surprised if he was partially inspired by this game.
So that's one of this game is so obscure that like it's tough to know exactly who, because you're right, it's 20 years old. Like, how did this game influence other games? I mean, I played it and I love it and I constantly sing the praises of it. So that I can't be alone in that. Someone somewhere has played this and gotten influence from it.
But look, I put like 50 hours into Spore.
Yeah.
And I put 20 minutes into this. And there is a very clear, you could draw a straight line between the two. A lot of the mechanics of Spore I feel in this.
So there's also a really good game that came out on the PS3. I think it may have gotten an updone version for PS4. It's called Tokyo Jungle. And instead of everything being cubes, you're actual like real world animals, like a real dog, real cat, that kind of thing. But the gameplay is almost exactly the same. Where you start off as, I believe you start off as a cat, and then you kind of have to survive and eat and grow, and then you actually evolve into another animal, and you keep going up the food chain, so to speak. And that game, to me, when I first played it, I was like, oh, this is just Cubivore. And so and that's a Japanese-made game. Sony published it. So I would like to think if any game was influenced by Cubivore, it's that game, which is also an obscure game from Japan.
Right.
But that one you can play and doesn't cost $900. You can, I think you have access to it on the PS whatever tier, extra, premium, one of them shits. It's worth looking into. If you liked Cubivore, I recommend checking out Tokyo Jungle. Similar vibe. It has nowhere near the same amount of cubes though, which is a negative in my book. But so all cards on the table. What did you think of Cubivore?
This is pretty solid. In terms of just laugh out loud hilarity, it's not quite on the level of Pepsi Man, but I mean, that's a pretty high bar. In terms of actually just having fun playing the game, it was a slow start, but once I actually started evolving, you see what the mechanics are. That mating thing was great, and it felt like the game was really about to get super, super fun right at the moment that you started depriving me.
Yeah, that's exactly when the game opens up, and I did deprive you of that. But that's because we have only so many minutes allotted to us from the federal government. We have it on high. These have to be a certain amount of time, and we've achieved that goal. So yeah, Cubivore. I'll show you the box one more time because I am proud that I own this expensive ass game.
Is this, as games go, is this your most expensive that you own?
No.
If it's several $100s, that would be.
I believe my Splatterhouse PCB is the most expensive game.
Well, that's an
I have.
arcade PCB, though.
Yeah, but
I mean,
it's a fucking video game, champ, is what it is.
Okay. How about I put some restrictions on this, and I say a console released game like this,
like a boxed copy of a game.
Yeah. You can include Neo Geo if you want.
Well, my home Neo Geo home stuff I sold like almost 10 years ago now. I sold it all in 2015. It would have been I had a US copy of Metal Slug 3. That would have been it, which today is I think like $5,000. I sold it for $3,000.
No. Any regrets?
No, absolutely not. Making $3,000 selling one thing is fun.
But
that's my recommendation.
A little longer,
I could have made more, just like stocks. It's exactly like stocks, except for I got to play Metal Slug.
If you would have bought some Black Lotuses back in the late 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
When they were $300 a card.
It's so funny.
All right.
All of this shit is ridiculous now. Everything that is cool and was cool is now expensive to own. But hey, man, them's the breaks.
That's what you get for having good taste. You're on the bleeding edge of stuff, and then it becomes cool after the fact.
And that's why let this be a lesson to you: don't sell your shit, because I will not be able to buy this again.
Well, no, that's going to be in the will going to your son.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so like, subscribe, tell friends, do all that fun stuff. We're coming back with more of us playing weird ass video games. So tune back in. Thank you so much for watching.